The rain god Zazan is here. Is our boy Monkey the Dragon the person that has the power of Zazan? And Saint Summers is definitely going to die. Hey everyone, this is Motion and welcome back into our channel. And we'll be talking about Onepiece chapter 1182 and its aftermath and a lot of things in between, so be sure to watch this video till the end. But before we move on to the video, I would like to request one thing, and that is to like this video, share this video with your fellow One Piece and anime fans, subscribe to our channel Motion. That really helps us out. So without self-promotion out of the way, let's get back into the main video. So let us start by talking about the elephant in the room, and that is the rain god Zazan. And why is she such a big deal and why is she so important? So we have to go a whole lot back in the world of One Piece to know more about the rain god, and that is way back in Shandora, because that was the first time she was mentioned, and coincidentally it was also the first time all the other gods were mentioned, including the sun god Nika. So in terms of power scaling and mythological importance, she is definitely up there alongside Nika, and that is why she is so important. But you should also keep this in mind that it is Killingham's own mind interpretation of how she looks and what could she do. You know, I don't think Killingham has really seen what the real Zazan could do, and probably he heard about her from some stories or ancient texts, but I don't think he knows the real deal. So again, take this with a pinch of salt, that whatever you are going to see about Zazan, it is definitely going to be Killingham's own interpretation, not the 100% actual product. Now, why does it matter? Why does something being Killingham's own interpretation different from the real deal? Because you see, I think that the real Zazan or the real rain god or her fruit is definitely in circulation at this point. And you might just think, hey, dragon have it, right? I'm going to talk why everyone is speculating that dragon probably has a Zazan fruit, but it is not. Let's just say this right now. Dragon probably doesn't have the Zazan fruit. It will be very obvious, because ever since dragon was introduced, he was linked with rain, right? And this is a perfect opportunity for Oda to throw everyone off. Everyone expects something, and Oda does a complete opposite about it and makes the story even more interesting and even more better, because in real life we're not going to get what we want, right? And Oda is portraying One Piece a lot closer to real life. Not only that, I don't think that dragon is going to be someone who is going to take the spotlight away from Luffy. He's going to be someone that is there in order to, let's just say, hype up a villain who is going to be eventually taken down by someone like Luffy, or probably his own right-hand man Sabo, because it is going to be something like we're going to push the next generation beyond their limits. So let's just see what dragon have. My prediction is he doesn't have the Zazan fruit for right now. But even if he has the Zazan fruit, I would like to see the human hybrid version of Zazan and dragon, because that would be a cursed image for sure. Now let's talk about why people think that dragon could be the real owner or the current owner of the real Zazan devil fruit. See, it is pretty simple. When dragon was first introduced in Loketown, he was accompanied by the text of Za, and it was again a small hint that the word Za could have a big meaning, but at that time no one could really find any connections. And right now, after the name of the real rain god is being revealed, it is Zazan. So there are the 2 points that really matches with each other very, very softly and very, very kindly, and it would be a very, very big foreshadowing for sure, because Loketown was a hell of a lot time ago. So let's just say that it would be one of the biggest foreshadowing of all time, right? The biggest foreshadowing, because I don't think there are mangas that are even like closer to One Piece. So let's just say the biggest foreshadowing of all time. But again, I don't think dragon would be someone that would possess something like a god level devil fruit, because again, I think the devil fruits that belongs to various kinds of gods are generally going to oppose Luffy, and they are going to try to bring about or stop to bring about the dawn of the world, because again, Zazan is linked to rain, and we all know that the One Piece world was flooded at some point, and that could indicate the previous owner, or maybe Zazan thinks it that way, that she is the rain god and she needs water all over the world. So it would be pretty important or pretty interesting to see that maybe the sun god and Zazan doesn't go well with each other and they could really just be enemies at this point. Now let's just talk about our favorite character Saint Summers, because in this chapter he just became a jacked guy somehow. He just picked up a ship like it is nothing with his bare hands. My guy was just dying a few chapters ago and now he's just picking up ships and doing all sorts of shenanigans again. But it is a very good thing because Zoro is on the case, and ever since we saw that mechanical heart, it is being pointed that it could be the only thing that kills Saint Summers. And Zoro loves steals. If you know why he does love steals and why he does love cutting through them. So he's done for, right? Saint Summers is going to die because he's the kind of character who just hypes himself up and then he just becomes a joke. So this is the whole arc of Saint Summers: hype yourself up, then just be a joke. So his big joke is that he just got his biggest hyping yet, and now he's going to be dragged down to hell by none other than the next Lord of Hell, aka Zoro. Now let's just finally talk about why would Killingham fear someone like Zazan. See, it is a pretty ironical thing because the whole Holy Knights, the Celestial Dragons, they live on a big damn mountain. And if I would not guess something, I would just say that Emu might just be the Earth God because he just might be the person who just raised the whole Earth so high that Zazan couldn't flood him, or he just might just be afraid of Zazan flooding everything, so he just raised a plot of land. Or let's just say the previous owner of the Earth God might have done this at some point of time, because we just knew that Lunarians did live there. But the Celestial Dragons might just really fear the Rain God because they also have like an anxiety attacks or panic attacks of what might they do when the whole world gets flooded, right? They can't even live without lobsters for a few days. So every Celestial Dragon is a douchebag, and they just might get panic attacks by thinking that what would happen if one day the Red Line is also flooded. So that could be the reason why someone like Killingham is being portrayed as a person that fears Zazan. So that will be it for today's video. I hope you guys liked this video. It is a short summary or a short sum up what happened in today's chapter. Yes, I didn't go through everything in this chapter and there was no comprehensive chapter review this week. I really apologize for that. We had a lot of work planned out for this week, but something went wrong and we just didn't got the time to upload our chapters according to regular schedule. So I really sorry for that. But if you guys like today's video, be sure to like this video, share this video with your fellow One Piece and anime fans, subscribe to our channel Any Emotion, and with that out of the way, I am out. Peace.